Click. Hello, Nate and Beth stopping on by to continue our reviewing of Friday the 13th, the series, in this case Season 1, Episode 21. Double exposure, and I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know about you, but I guessed this is something probably to do with the camera. What did you guess?
I might have thought a mirror or a camera.
And me being a photography enthusiast figured probably camera, and sure enough it turned out to be a camera. Good. So this episode starts, I want to say, with this one guy taking a picture. Does it show us taking a picture of himself? I don't remember, but he takes this is back in, for you youngins, this is back when, before digital photography, when people had to take the picture and then the negative thing into a dark room, which was red because the red light doesn't count as light, and this guy goes in there to develop this print or negative or whatever this is. I can't remember if it shows him using an old camera to take the picture or not.
No,
I think so.
It shows
Probably.
enough to know it's an old camera, like the dust and the powder, the flash powder, I guess.
So he takes a picture, I guess, of himself with this old camera, and
well, he takes a picture of something. We don't know what it is.
we don't know what it. Oh, okay, we don't know what it is, and he developed it in this kind of humanoid.
Red bubbles go into
the bath
the
bubbles
solution.
start in the solution, and
Nate thought it was a female.
I thought it was going to be a hot chick. He's going to
nope, it's a picture of himself.
materialize to have fun with, but he did a clone of himself, hence double exposure, which is a fun idea. In true keeping with this series, this is another fun idea. And so this guy, let me know when you want to take over at any.
This guy takes a picture of himself as, I guess, the perfect alibi. Because, well, the guy is a news anchor of well, I guess his segment was about to be chopped off the block until all of a sudden these murders became a hot topic, and he was the only person, what do they call it, the hacksaw killer, the machete killer, yeah.
So finally a machete comes up in this series.
Yay!
Thought it was appropriate.
So, the machete killer only talks to this news reporter.
Calls in after the killings, I want to say.
To say where the body can be found. And then the guy's like, oh man, you were so close to the chopping block. Without these stories, you'd be, nothing. Aren't you glad that, you're the only one that knows all this stuff? And he's like, well, no, we have an eyewitness, which is Ryan. He saw the aftermath of one of the killings and could have sworn it was the reporter. Correct?
I think he sees the first killing, which is just some random woman in an alley. We should also point out that, much like with the past episode, Jack having a love interest, Ryan gets a love interest, which I guess is some customer that he picked up or, swooped off her feet. A customer of curious goods, and so we've got a romance with Ryan and this customer, and Ryan after dropping her off, I guess he's walking back and witnesses this murder in this alley and sees plain as day at night. Ha ha ha! That this is that famous TV reporter guy who's always talking about these machete killings and stuff.
He has the phone on the desk waiting for the phone call. Like, I wonder if he'll call tonight. And the phone rings, and he's like, oh, the phone rang. My goodness, I think I should have the surprise look in my face.
Oh yeah, I don't think we mentioned that when he created this clone, he gave him the instructions to go kill and call me at this precise time.
11:28 p.m.
So he's got, like
right
Beth
before
says,
the end of the newscast, which was 11 to 11:30.
There you go. So like Beth says, he's got the phone right there, just in case, quote unquote, he calls, and sure enough he does. And so there's four deaths. I'm not going to call them kills necessarily, because they're not necessarily, the other two aren't really killed. Well, oh shoot, we didn't really include I guess we could put another battery here and include the Marshak clone kill. So the thing that's kind of sad about this episode, of course, Beth called it before I did. Well, she's like,
okay, so Ryan and his girlfriend go to talk to the anchor person because he Ryan's trying to get more information because he could have sworn that it was the news anchor, and everyone's like, no, it's not him. It must have been someone who looked like him, plastic surgery, someone obsessed to destroy his image. So he and his girlfriend go talk to the reporter, and he's just fixing up his duplicate to go kill someone for the evening newscast.
Girlfriend forgets purse, goes back, or is going to go back and see on the steps, looks in the window and sees Anchor giving him the twin. Oh shit! Did we even mention that after each killing he's got to burn the negative
Right.
to destroy the
Evident.
duplicate
Destroy the
killer
duplicate.
guy? Yeah, it's a lot of details.
There's
there.
a lot of details. So the girlfriend goes up the steps to go get her purse and sees the newscaster and the duplicate talking, and the duplicate's like, why must I always be destroyed? And the news anchor said, it's either you or me. And so the girlfriend hurries to her apartment as we see the newscaster give the keys from the purse that was left behind to the duplicate, making her the next victim.
She gets in her apartment with the handy key under the mat, calls Ryan, leaves a message.
Her last message.
It's the news guy, so I'm talking to a twin, and then the news guy bursts in and kills her. I thought they were going to have him hear her die on the answering machine, but they didn't really do that.
That would have been bad.
So the second death is sad. Girlfriend, lovely girlfriend. They probably didn't go all the way yet, I don't imagine.
No, she was saving herself.
For
the third date, which they've only had 2 dates.
Third date, so...
It's the famous third date. Fuck. Come on, don't you know that? Oh, wait, we waited longer than that. Anyway, I was a good girl. TMI. So going back to Friday the 13th, no, they never went all the way. And so Ryan's all destroyed over listening to this tape. And he's like, I'm going to go prove that you're the one making all these deaths. And Jack's like, no, there's a better way to do it. You know, we need to get more evidence. We need to get the negative and, you know, the camera and all the negatives, which there's only one negative because all the negatives beforehand were burned or destroyed somehow, probably all burned. Which is kind of cool because to see the duplicate that we saw that he thought was a girl, it was a double thing. It was like simultaneous. So the clone had just finished being, you know, used, and the reporter guy got asked out for some drinks. He's like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. He goes around the corner and pulls out this black piece of paper, the negative, and he burns it, and then you see the duplicate on the street just kind of start to smoke and, you know, be all on fire, and then you see the ashes of the duplicate on the floor and the negative on the floor, and then you see the ashes of the duplicate on the street, which was kind of a fun little double thing at the simultaneous time.
There's too much really details. At some point, I guess when Ryan's all pissed about the death of the girlfriend, he goes and to you know, confront the news anchor guy, and I guess ends up with the negative, not knowing necessarily what it is at that point. At that point, they realize that...
Well, the news guy kept looking at the ground because it was kind of windy, and he was about to burn the negative when he got pushed and he dropped the negative.
So Ryan ends up with the negative. He realizes, based on that information that girlfriend said, that, you know, it's either you or me. If they keep the negative... Oh, then I think at the same time, Marshak looks through the manifest, finds out that this is probably the camera, and I don't know where the info comes from. You know, 6 hours or 5 hours or whatever. If they don't destroy the negative, then the original person will die, and the negative will take their place, kind of a thing. And
become human.
At this point, yeah, they figure, you know, Ryan just wants to go get revenge, kill him, but Marshak's like, no, we can blackmail him. We'll just let him know we got this. Because Ryan doesn't care about
No.
Marshak wants to get the camera back. Ryan doesn't give a shit about...
He's in a blind rage.
He just wants to avenge his
girlfriend.
love. But Marshak talks him into blackmail him, getting the camera back
So
in exchange for the negative.
Marshak goes to the anchor's house, and Anchorman's like, "So where's the negative? Well, where's the camera?" And then you think I'm that stupid, but anyway, whatever. The photographer person takes a picture of Marshak.
You mean the anchor, news anchor?
The news anchor takes a picture of Jack Marshak and
After knocking him out.
And sends the duplicate of Marshak
back
to
with the phony
Curious
camera.
Goods to the phone, and
This is too much.
There's a lot of details.
Yeah.
So Marshak's duplicate goes back to Curious Goods with the camera and
hopes to destroy the negative with the phony camera.
The phony camera, and the duplicate's like, "Oh, give me the negative. I want the negative." And Ryan was like, "Oh, you took such good care of the camera. I wonder why." Like he was holding it very delicately, and the duplicate says, "Well, I didn't want to damage the camera." That was all.
That was the tell.
Because the cursed objects can't be destroyed or
damaged, and the duplicate didn't know that, so that gave away that it was a duplicate. So they chopped the duplicate's hand off, and shampoo comes out, and
yeah. Well, no, the duplicates have a fight, and the cameraman duplicate, the anchorman duplicate, chops off Jack's duplicate's hand, and the green goo comes out, and it doesn't really. I guess we assume that because the duplicate itself, as a human figure, got killed, that maybe the negative got destroyed along with it. They don't really clarify that. I was kind of waiting for them to have the duplicate of Jack and burning it, but they didn't do that.
Jack Marshak duplicate gets stabbed and I guess dead.
Oh, and meanwhile the cameraman, the anchorman, is like outside Curious Goods just waiting for the killer to be revealed. Secret sources say they're hiding out in this antique store, and there's hostages, and then Ryan and Mickey come out. "Oh, 2 people escaped, and we didn't even know they were in there," and he's just making this big newscast live, and
hoping to he was gonna frame Jesus. There's so many details. He was gonna frame Marshak and say he was the machete killer
because he gave the instructions to confess on camera.
Too much info.
But because the Marshak duplicate was already destroyed,
the duplicate of him comes out with the machete, and he's like, "Oh shit, cut!" And then, "No, keep rolling." So he was found out, and
time must have escaped, or time, yeah. So the duplicate
time escaped.
No,
what does that
mean?
Too
much time went past. So the duplicate got stabbed in the gut with
in the fight Curious Goods.
So
with some implement.
Yeah, some kind of instrument.
So
they look. I win. So time must have elapsed for the duplicate to become real, because we see the news anchor person, the real news anchor person, kind of fade, like a picture fades, like into nothing.
Because the negative wasn't destroyed soon enough. So like Back to the Future, the real anchor just fades into nothing.
Yep, and then
at that point, can I do the second half? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
At that point, the duplicate, who had this stab thing in his chest and just like shampoo coming out, he turns human, and all of a sudden it starts gushing blood out of this knife wound, which is funny. He's like, "I'm alive, I'm real," and he's just, as he's saying that, he's like falling to the ground dead because of this, he's been mortally wounded. So that was kind of
fatally wounded.
Whatever, he's been fatally wounded mortally, and that was fun. There's a lot of details on this one. I don't know if we did it justice, but you'll get the idea. So long story not so long. News anchor who with failing ratings, who was about to get canned, basically came across this camera some way and just devised a way to keep his job, and not only that, but catapult himself to the top of the network ratings, probably, and a little bit of possibly, truth in TV going on, and But yeah, I'm going to go full thumb up for this. I thought it was creative and fun and never really got boring for me. So full thumb up for Nate.
Yeah, after reviewing it with Nate and I was thinking about my own rating, I'd have to agree. So that's another thumbs up, full thumbs up from Beth. It was fun. There's a lot of details.
Yeah, and we did our best to relate them to you. It was nice for me after seeing 2 episodes at the Amish community to see a normal one again and
Oh,
see
we forgot
Ryan
to mention the best
with the
part.
girl.
So Ryan at the end, he's okay. So the girlfriend and he went to
Oh.
a photo booth and got pictures together on their first date, and she ripped it in half. He got half, and she got half. But at the end, he's looking at her half, and he kind of gets this look in his eye, like
Ooh, freeze frame on
freeze
this
frame.
look of like, is he gonna take a picture of the photo and with
To
the
get her
camera?
back? Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if that would even work, because wouldn't you think that the original had to still be alive?
it probably
Or would
wouldn't
the
work.
duplicate automatically become alive because the original's dead?
Yeah, would the duplicate be black and white? Because the photo is. I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
Black and white woman.
Oh,
But yeah, this was definitely fun.
it was fun, and I was observing during this episode that maybe the worst of the winter is behind them, as you know, the snow looks to be gone, and maybe this is March or April or something when they're filming. After all, this is close to the end of season 1, so
That's true.
the worst of the winter might be behind them, as you know, while they film in this part. So we didn't go 13 minutes, but that'll happen when you've got a lot of details to try to recount.
That's true. Well, the better episodes kind of go past 13. I've noticed that. Excuse me.
She burped.
So this is would this be the next one that would be the last of the season 1?
No.
No?
There's still another disc.
Oh, okay.
So the last one on disc 5 coming up next, which is going to be The Pirate's Promise, is coming up next. So what could the cursed item be?
Piece of gold?
Yeah, I've got no frickin' clue.
Pirate patch or earring?
I've got no clue. I'll just say a peg leg.
I'm going to say a piece of gold.
It's not going to be a peg leg, but I'm going to say it's a peg leg. It won't be that. Beth's saying the item's going to be a piece of gold.
Piece of, one of 8. What do they call it?
I'm not a pirate
I'm not
enthusiast.
a pirate either, but I'm thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean. A piece of 8 is like a gold coin, and there's whatever to make it a full piece. I'm going to stick with a piece of a gold coin or a treasure chest.
Sounds good. Well, if you're done, I think I'm done.
I think I'm good.
Thanks a lot for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, kids.